Hello and welcome back to my channel. We are here in the south region of Portugal for 1 month, and in this video I'm gonna show you the best places to visit in Portugal in Algarve. So we rented a car and we're gonna go explore right now. I have Eddie right there finishing work, and we're gonna visit some cities, some beaches, some older, smaller cities, ruins, castles, natural places, a bunch of them. So let us go and explore this beautiful country of Portugal. After spending a month in the Algarve, I can now tell you all about the best places in the Algarve, the ones that are worth exploring, especially if you are planning a trip to the Algarve for the first time. Before we get into it, please check the description of this video where you will find a link to a map of all these places so that it's easier for you to follow along as I go through them. Also, there is a link to a blog post that covers all this information, just in case you need to check specific details. I also have several videos from these specific destinations that I'm gonna mention in this video from the Algarve, which I encourage you to check out. They might give you more insight about specific places that you want to visit, and you might figure out if they are your vibe, just give you a general idea of what to expect once you get there. It's important to point out that the best way to visit all these places in the Algarve is by car. So to make it to all these towns, beaches and coastal walkways that I'm about to mention, you're gonna need a rental car. I have a separate video about renting a car in the Algarve, so you might want to check that one too if you need guidance on that. If you do not mind walking and spending more time in public transport, then you might be able to find buses to get you around the Algarve, but it might take much longer to reach your destinations. And if you're traveling with friends and family, it's honestly so much more easier and not that expensive just to rent a car. Now let's talk a bit about logistics. For this specific list of the best places in the Algarve, I will start from east and I'll go all the way to the west part of the Algarve. So this isn't necessarily a top of the best places in a particular order, but they're more organized as a road trip itinerary, so you don't have to go back and forth between locations as you're planning your visits. If you're doing it in this order, it will spare you of extra highway tolls, because the tolls in the Algarve are pay as you go. And also, if you decide to follow these places in this particular order, you will drive less. But it's also a very good list of things to do and places to visit in the Algarve, even if you book only one hotel in the region as your base, and from there decide to drive to all of these places. The distances in the Algarve aren't that big, and this might be more comfortable than switching hotels every day. When I was there, I was located somewhere in the middle of the Algarve coastline, and I could easily reach any of these places as a half-day trip. So the logistics of how to organize this trip is really up to you. Of course, there are many other spots in the Algarve that deserve a mention and a stop, but in the end it all comes down to your personal preference. Honestly, the entire Algarve coastline is breathtaking and so worth a stop, so it's really hard to narrow it down. In the end, we are all different and we might find ourselves enjoying different spots in the Algarve. That's why I made this disclaimer. And that's why some people simply book a holiday trip to the Algarve and spend most of their time there in one single spot. My hope is that with this list of the best places in the Algarve, you get some specific stops on your itinerary, and then you can add other places as you drive around and discover the magical land of the Algarve in Portugal. So here it is, the list of the best places in the Algarve from east to west in a perfect order for a road trip, but not necessarily. The first stop is Tavira. Tavira is one of Algarve's most picturesque town, known for its whitewashed houses, cobbled streets, and relaxed atmosphere. The castle of Tavira, which is free to visit, offers panoramic views over the town and surrounding coastline. Its medieval walls enclose a lush garden, making it a peaceful stop on your visit. The town is also home to the Roman Bridge, a historic crossing over the Guilau River, perfect for a scenic stroll. Now, for beach lovers, there's also the island of Tavira, which is a must-see. This is a long, sandy island that is accessible only by boat and offers some of the most tranquil and unspoiled beaches in the Algarve, ideal for relaxing by the sea. However, this is just first of many beaches that I'm gonna mention in this video. Also, another tip that I have for you is that if you're gonna plan your visit during the winter season, you might be lucky enough to spot the flamingos. They're not in a specific location, but in the salted lakes around Tavira is where they usually reside. So if that is of interest to you, and I don't see why not, then drive around the Salinas do Forte do Rato, which are the salted lakes around Tavira, and you might get lucky. And even if you do not spot the flamingos, the entire area of the salted lakes, the Salinas, is really charming and leads up to a beautiful beach, the Praia dos Tesos, which is a very nice place for relaxing, which is free to visit. The next stop is Faro. Faro is the capital city of the Algarve region. However, it is often overlooked as it's just an entry point to the Algarve. But in my personal opinion, it's well worth exploring. The old town is a beautiful preserved area with cobblestone streets and beautiful buildings. When you get close to the heart of the city, you'll pass by the Arco da Vila, which is a grand 19th century arch. The Faro Cathedral offers breathtaking views from its bell tower, while the Chapel of Bones inside the Carmo Church is an eerie yet fascinating landmark decorated with human skulls and bones. Beyond the city, Faro is the gateway to Rio Formosa Natural Park, a vast network of lagoons, islands, and wetlands. It's a haven for bird watchers with flamingos, spoonbills, and other wildlife. If you decide to explore beyond Faro, I recommend taking a boat trip from Faro's marina to get you to the desert island, which is a secluded paradise with endless sandy beaches and a peaceful, untouched landscape. The island's only restaurant is specialized in fresh seafood. It is pricey, but it's worth the experience, in my opinion. You can stay on the island for just a few hours or the entire day, as it offers one of the most tranquil escapades in the Algarve. The next stop is Loule. It's a traditional Algarve town which will charm you with its famous market and local crafts. you'll find Loule nested in the heart of the Algarve. Honestly, I did not expect much, but it really charmed me with its vibrant atmosphere, rich history, and lively cultural scene. And it's really a delightful destination for those looking to experience the authentic Portuguese life in the region of the Algarve. In the center of Loule, you'll find the main attraction of the town, which is the daily market, Loule Market, which is housed in a striking Moorish-style building. Here you can browse a colorful array of fresh produce, local handicrafts, and regional delicacies while mingling with friendly locals. Another attraction that you should not miss in Loule is the ancient castle of Loule, which dates back to the 13th century and offers panoramic views of the town from its ramparts. The nearby Gothic-style Church of Saint Clement showcases beautiful azulejos, the beautiful blue tiles for which Portugal is so famous, and a magnificent gilded altar. Throughout the year, Loule hosts numerous cultural events and festivals, including the vibrant Loule Carnival, which transforms the town into a lively celebration with colorful costumes, music, and parades. At the beginning of March, for instance, I attended the annual Chocolate Festival in Loule, which was indeed a very sweet event. Albufeira is probably one of the most popular destinations in the Algarve because it offers a mix of stunning coastline, a vibrant town energy, and some traditional Portuguese charm. The old town is a picturesque area with cobbled streets, beautiful buildings, a lively square full of restaurants, a lot of bars, a lot of culture. In contrast, the strip in the new town is the center of Albufeira's famous nightlife, lined with clubs, pubs, and music venues. The town is surrounded by some of the best beaches in the region. You need to check out Praia dos Pescadores, Fisherman's Beach, right in the heart of Albufeira, which is a lively spot with sunbeds, restaurants, and water activities. If you're looking for something more scenic, then you shouldn't miss Praia da Falesia, just a short drive away, as this is one of Portugal's most stunning beaches with dramatic red cliffs and golden sand stretching for miles. Boat tours from Albufeira's marina offer opportunities to explore, for instance, Benagil Cave, which is one of the most popular activities in Algarve, or you can go on boat tours to spot dolphins, or you can simply choose to admire the coastline from the sea. I believe Albufeira has a perfect mix of all the places in the Algarve because here you can relax, or you can choose to seek some adventure, or you can always find some entertainment. And that's why I believe a lot of people choose to visit Albufeira all year long. If you want to see what Albufeira looks like during February, then go on and check my video of Albufeira in February, and I think you'll be surprised of how much is going on. The 7 Hanging Valleys Trail and Praia da Marina. Praia da Marina is considered to be one of Portugal's most beautiful beaches. There is a small parking lot there, and from the panoramic point over the beach, you can go down to the beach. But on top of the cliffs is a walking trail known as the 7 Hanging Valleys Trail. Honestly, this is my favorite place in all Algarve, and I've seen most of it. I did this trail 3 times during my time in the Algarve, and I'll probably do it again when I go back. The views are extraordinary. I loved every step of this trail. The trail is stretching for approximately 6 kilometers between Praia da Marina and Praia de Valle Centenas. But the entire trail winds along the edge of limestone cliffs, providing panoramic views of the sparkling Atlantic Ocean below. Along the way, you'll encounter the trail's namesake hanging valleys, formed by natural erosion and adorned with diverse flora. The well-marked path invites exploration of secluded beaches, rock formations, and even a historic lighthouse at Alfonsina. The moderate difficulty of the trail makes it accessible to most visitors, and it can be completed in around 3 to 4 hours depending on your pace. Note that this isn't a challenging trail, but more of a relaxed walk on the cliffs. By the end of the trail, you will get on top of the famous Benagil cave. However, if you want to explore the cave, you can only do that by boat. So you can continue walking, and by the end of the trail, you will find yourself in Benagil town. There, on the beach, you will find guides that will offer you kayak tours, or you can even rent a kayak for yourself and go explore the nearby caves. Note that the cave of Benagil is famous for its natural skylight that comes through the roof of the cave. However, if you want to experience that particular moment and light for yourself, as you see in the internet pictures, then you need to go there during the morning, because in the afternoon there won't be much light going through that small hole in the ceiling. Silves is a charming and historic town situated in the Algarve. The town is renowned for its impressive heritage, stunning hilltop castle, and idyllic riverside setting. It is truly a must-visit stop for anyone traveling to the Algarve. Walking on the narrow cobble streets of its historic town will transport you back in time, with its well-preserved ancient buildings, traditional cafes, and local artisan shops. Just by the main gate to the citadel, you'll find a lovely souvenir shop. Silves is, as I said, home to a stunning castle. The Castle de Silves, a Moorish fortress that dominates the skyline of the town. Don't forget to also visit the nearby Cathedral de Silves. It boasts stunning Gothic architecture and houses several significant tombs. Now you can also take a break and explore Silves riverside. You can leisurely stroll along its edge, dine at one of its charming restaurants, or simply soak up the scenery. Silves also hosts several cultural events, like many of the small towns in the Algarve region. The most notable one is the annual Silves Medieval Fair. The town's history comes to life through costumes, performances, and traditional food. Once a quiet fishing village, Carvoeiro has become one of the most scenic spots in the Algarve, offering a perfect mix of natural beauty and relaxed charm. The town itself is small, but it's beautiful, with beautiful houses that are cascading down towards the sea, and a selection of excellent restaurants and cafes. The main beach, Praia da Carvoeiro, is a sheltered cove with golden sand and crystal clear waters, ideal for swimming and sunbathing. One of the area's must-see attractions is Algar Seco, which is a collection of rock formation, caves, and natural pools, which are just a short walk from the village. You can admire these formations from the famous Carvoeiro boardwalk, a scenic wooden pathway that runs along the cliffs and offers breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean, and leads to a boneca, a famous rock formation resembling a window to the ocean. At sunset, this is one of the most magical spots in the Algarve. So I recommend that you plan your trip to reach this spot at sunset. Also, you can choose Carvoeiro as a great base for visiting the Algarve. From here, a lot of boat tours for the Benagil cave start, and also a lot of other hidden caves along the coastline can be visited from this spot. So if you're looking for a peaceful village to admire the coastline, then maybe Carvoeiro is not a bad choice. Portimão is one of the Algarve's main hubs, offering a mix of urban energy, and stunning seaside scenery. The city is famous for its seafood restaurants, especially along the riverside, where you can try grilled sardines, which are a local specialty. The Portimão Museum, housed in a former fishery cannery, gives insight into the region's maritime and fishing history. The modern marina is a great place to stroll, enjoy a drink, or set off on a boat tour. The main attraction, however, is Praia da Rocha, one of the Algarve's most iconic beaches. This vast stretch of golden sand is backed by striking cliffs and offers everything from sunbathing to water sports and beach bars. A short walk along the coast leads to Praia dos Tres Hermanos, a breathtaking beach with hidden caves, towering rock formations, and crystal clear waters, one of the most photogenic spots in the region. For those looking to explore further, Portimão is a great base for dolphin watching tours, sailing trips, and it's also a great base. Lagos is one of the Algarve's most stunning destinations, offering a blend of history, culture, and natural beauty. Its old town is filled with cobble streets, colorful buildings, and lively squares, while landmarks like the Forte da Ponta da Bandeira and the Slave Market Museum, which is Europe's first slave market, provides insight into its maritime history. The town's vibrant nightlife and excellent seafood restaurants make it a favorite among visitors from all over Europe. I especially loved the old town of Lagos, and I enjoyed walking along the beautiful walkway that leads from the old town to the ocean. I can now understand why Lagos is a preferred spot in Portugal by digital nomads and surfers. You'll notice that a lot of shops offer surf equipment for sale or rental. There are also many local tour agencies offering kayaks and paddle boards for rentals. And also they offer boat tours around the cliffs. Besides the local old town, you can enjoy a long walkway on the cliffs. This wooden trail takes you from the city all the way to Ponta da Piedade, but this is another top thing to do in the Algarve, which I'll mention separately on this list. And another mention here is that if you're looking to explore beyond the coast, a short trip inland can take you to the vineyards of Loule and Silves, where you can enjoy wine tasting experiences surrounded by rolling countryside. As I mentioned, near Lagos you'll find Ponta da Piedade, and I want to make a special point about this spot. This is a mesmerizing coastal landscape which is located just outside of Lagos, and it's one of the top places that you need to visit in the Algarve. As you drive to the parking lot, which seems like the end of the land there, you might not think much of the place. However, once you start walking on the dirt road around the lighthouse, you will be captivated by the striking rock formations, turquoise waters, and unparalleled views of the surrounding coastlines. You'll then understand why this spot got on this list of the best places in the Algarve. I truly love this place so much. I went there twice. Both times it was during sunset, and I got to walk around on the walkway that was facing the sunset. You'll find there a network of scenic trails that go along the cliff tops that offer numerous viewpoints, from where you can marvel at the panoramic vistas and admire the unique formations below. This remarkable seascape is characterized by towering limestone cliffs, weathered into facilitating shapes and arches through centuries of erosion. I would also recommend coming here during the day, when you can take the stairs down to reach the water, or you can go on a boat tour or kayak tour to get a close view of the awe-inspiring cliffs and caves. If you like drinking beer, then once you get to the Algarve, you notice that one of the local beers is called Sagres. However, there's also a place very famous that's also called Sagres in the Algarve. Probably this is where the name of the beer came from. The most impressive attraction is probably the Fortaleza de Sagres, which is a striking fortress located on the southwestern tip of the Algarve. I was beyond impressed with this place because I was not expecting these awe-inspiring views of the rugged coastline of the Atlantic Ocean. Without a doubt, this is a must-see place in the Algarve. The images you see on the camera might not be as impressive because you cannot really realize the feeling, the vibe, the height you're at as you're walking on those cliffs. While there is not much left of the fortress, this is the spot of a fortress that was built in the 15th century under the patronage of Prince Harry the Navigator. And Fortaleza de Sagres, or Fortress of Sagres, played a significant role in Portugal's Age of Discovery. So do not miss the small museum that's located near the entrance, where they explain the importance of Portuguese navigators in the evolution of navigation and globalization. Without these brave men, we would not have chocolate today. And also within the fortress, you'll find some walls, some ruins, an old chapel, and the enigmatic Rosa dos Ventos, a compass-like structure that is believed to have been used for navigation. As I was walking around the fortress, which is mainly a huge circular walkway around the cliffs, I discovered many specific species of flora and fauna, mostly birds and very cute flowers. So if you're a nature enthusiast, make sure to bring your binoculars for bird watching. But my favorite views are of the beaches to the left and right of the fortress. Seems like the waves here are perfect for surfing, and this is a preferred spot for surfers from all over Europe. Also, from the surface dramatic cliffside location, you will get breathtaking panoramic views of the surrounding coastline and the iconic Cabo de São Vicente, which is Europe's southwesternmost point. And this was it. I hope this list of the best places in the Algarve will spark your interest and help you begin to plan your trip to this magical region of Portugal. Of course, you can add many more beaches and cute little towns to this list, but the point of this trip and this itinerary is to also enjoy the Algarve and not just rush from one spot to another. As you drive along the Algarve coastline, you might find little beaches or towns that spark your interest, and you can decide spontaneously to explore them. That's why I didn't want to add more to this list, but simply outline a general itinerary to which you can easily add more stops as you go. A personal mention is about the best time to visit Algarve. I personally believe Algarve is a year-round destination in Europe, as winters aren't too harsh in the Algarve. In fact, if you want to avoid summer crowds, you might want to plan your trip to the Algarve outside of tourist season. The Algarve is one of the most southern regions of Europe, and it's actually closer to Morocco than it is to most places in Europe. So the winter in the Algarve is mild and offers a great alternative to the cold climate we have in most of Europe. Please let me know in the comments what spots you would add to this list of the best places in the Algarve. Some perhaps place that inspired you, impressed you in a way, or that offers something special, so that others can find out about it too. If this video was helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more travel destinations in Europe. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Until then, safe travels.